Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. We're Disappear for Days and welcome to Bali. Right, so it's our first full day in Bali today.
Hello.
We're staying a little bit out of the centre in Legian in Kuta. So what we're going to do today is we're going to walk into the centre so that we can kind of try and get more into the busier part of Kuta. We just want to kind of have a little wander around today, see what we can find, take it all in. And yeah, I'm really excited to see what Bali's like. Jacob has been here before, but a long time ago.
Yeah, it was about 7 years ago. I have to say I don't recognise anywhere just yet, but it definitely looks a lot more built up than it was even 7 years ago.
Right, we've stopped off to get some breakfast. Jacob's had to go back to the hotel to get some water because we forgot to bring water with us. But yeah, we've ordered some pancakes and some fruit.
This is really good actually. I feel like because everyone comes to Bali and they're like, oh, I'm going to be so healthy. They do healthy food quite well here.
They've actually like cooked the bananas.
Yeah, they've like incorporated it.
Yeah. The bananas, because they're cooked in it, they're all like caramelised. That was really nice actually. The bananas cooked into the pancake was really interesting, but I think I might even prefer it like that because like I say, they all caramelised and they kind of, the flavour of the banana got into the pancake. And the fruit was really nice and fresh and a good variety as well. We're gonna head into town now.
I'm really liking this area as we're walking along. There's a load of the kind of like little temple tops that you can see above some of the different walls. We've walked past a couple of gates and stuff as well, which are obviously like really ornately decorated, so it's just really nice.
There's also lots of nice little clothes shops, just gonna say. Okay, we've been wandering around for about 15 minutes or so, and already I can see that this place is very catered towards tourists. Lots of gift shops, souvenirs, lots of bars and restaurants, lots of people offering their services for massages and bracelets and all that kind of thing. And there are a lot of Westerners here.
Do you think there's more Westerners here than you were expecting?
Yeah, I think because the rest of Indonesia, we have seen no tourists. The only place that we saw tourists was on the train from Bandung to Yogyakarta. But that was it, like we've not seen many tourists since. And here, I feel like I'm struggling to find Indonesian people. I mean, it's obvious why, like, you know, it's, like I said, caters towards tourists. It's a touristy place. It's just, I don't know, straight away I'm a bit like, I feel a bit like I'm in, yeah, in Mallorca or somewhere in Spain. That's what it feels like rather than being in Southeast Asia. Right, we've just arrived at the beach. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to see water because we've not been on a beach since the Philippines. Also looking forward to getting the sea breeze because it's a hot one today. I've stupidly worn trainers. I knew we were coming to the beach, but I clearly didn't think it through because I've now got trainers on rather than flip-flops.
Oh my word, I've never noticed this before, but look over there. Can you see that thing sticking
Yeah.
up? That's Garuda Wisnu.
Oh, that's...
I was literally saying, like, we didn't go there last time I come to Bali, but I'd seen that there was this national park or something called Garuda Wisnu, and I knew it was this really big kind of statue thing. You can literally just see it in the distance from the beach. That is so cool. I feel like as well, the last time that I was here, there wasn't half as many of these beach chairs and like beanbag chairs and stuff. There are a fair amount of these stores, but not half as many. I think it's just a bit sad really, because it's like the beaches in Bali are known to be like, you know, some of the best in the world. They've just been covered up with like tons of beanbags and chairs and stuff. It ruins the aesthetic of it.
I feel like I can't even really see the water from here because there's just so many chairs and beanbags and things in the way.
Okay, we've finally come to a bit of a clearing after about 15 minutes of walking. And yeah, it's actually so nice when you can see the sea, when you can see the water and stuff, without all these umbrellas in the way. And you can see Garuda Wisnu just in the distance, just over there. Alright, so we've walked a while. We're now back out on the road because got a bit bored of people asking us if we wanted to surf.
And I guess that's the thing, because it's such a tourist trap, they're just constantly asking, do you want a drink? Do you want to sit down? Do you want to surf? Do you want this? Do you want that? It's my biggest pet peeve, is being asked for things and constantly being badgered. I just want to be able to walk, and if I want something, I'll come to you and ask you.
It's a bit overwhelming as well because it's just everyone. It's like you're constantly like, no, no, thank you, no, thank you, no, no, no.
And I think because in the rest of Indonesia, we've not had that at all.
Yeah.
So it's been really nice to not have that for such a long time.
Okay, so we've finally made it to this little statue guy who's down the left side of the beach when we first come onto it. So I'd say it's been over a kilometre that we've walked. It says shelter Keban Kanan Baruna. I don't know whether it's some sort of shelter, but I don't know what for or what from. There's nothing on the inside. So if you know what this is for, let us know because we have no idea.
Right, we've come out onto a clearing. We've gone past all the stalls now, all the shops and restaurants, and it's so much nicer here.
So how nice is it without any of that touristy stuff before?
We can actually see the sea now. There's hardly anyone down here. It just looks incredible. At least they've kind of left some of the beach in its like natural state rather than being full of sunbeds and chairs and food stalls and whatnot. Unfortunately, it didn't last too long because another few hundred metres and we've now come across this beach bar, which looks really beautiful. But again, it's just not what we're about. We don't really drink. We're not great at socialising. So like beach bars are just not our thing, and they definitely wouldn't be in our budget. But I guess if that's what you're into, then Bali could be your place. And now we've come to a mall, which looks very quiet actually. We may actually head inside just to get a bit of aircon for a minute. It was nice to just be in there for a bit, get a bit of aircon, take some time to just chill for a minute in the cool air. And we've come out this side and actually it's got quite a bit of a breeze, which is really nice. Yeah, we've come out here. This is a nice little area. There's a few little bars and things and shops. And here is the water park, which looks very cool. Right, we're now going to wander kind of back in the direction of our hotel, but I'm going to go back the other way rather than walking along the beach, just to see if we can see anything different, because I feel like we've seen so many bars, stalls and souvenir shops. So we said if we walk back round inland, maybe we'll see something a little bit different.
I love seeing all these temples kind of like dotted in between the houses and stuff. It just makes it so much nicer when we've come down a much more undeveloped, quieter road and you see all these like temples that we're just walking past. This is the side of Bali that I like, where it's just a lot more like local and a lot more like cultural.
Okay, so we've just come across this pretty incredible looking memorial.
It's the Bali Bomb Memorial. So it happened in October 2002, and it's actually Al-Qaeda that bombed this part of Bali. I didn't even know they bombed in Bali.
So apparently the attacks killed 202 people and a further 209 people were injured. It is said that it was the worst act of terror in Indonesia's history. Here's the little tourist bus thing, booze bus I think it's called. We've seen some where you like cycle on them, but we haven't seen many people cycling.
Everyone just seems too drunk to be pedalling,
yeah.
So they're just getting driven along whilst drinking, which to be fair doesn't sound like a bad idea right now.
It sounds like quite a lot of fun, but I think just us two on it might be a bit weird.
Yeah.
Right, we've just come back to the beach to catch the sunset. It's setting right over this side of the island, so we'd be silly not to try and see it.
We just come for a little sit down on the beach, watch the sunset
Had to be done, didn't it?
Yeah, before we get a little beer. Yeah, just chill out for a little bit. It's been a very hot day, so it's quite nice to sit out here whilst it's nice and cool now. Everyone has come out to see the sunset. Look how many people are down the beach there and all the way up there as well.
It looks incredible, but it's very busy here. so many tourists around. I know I keep saying it, but I think because we've been to so many countries where it's not been very touristy, it's just strange to come somewhere where it's just full of tourists. I guess I'm just not used to it. I definitely prefer being in places where there's not many tourists and we can just kind of soak it all up and be surrounded by the locals. That's just what we really enjoy. And I know we're not helping the problem by being here.
It being so touristy here, it just takes a lot away from its like culture in a sense. It's almost like the culture in Bali is definitely being overshadowed by all of the tourism. Like there's loads of girls like taking like Insta photos with the sunset.
Yeah, in their like little bikinis and whatnot. And because obviously Indonesia is mainly Muslim country, it's really strange to see people kind of showing so much skin and everything. We've travelled through Java, seen the culture of Indonesia, you know, it is very respectful and people do cover up and whatnot. And now we're here just across the way and suddenly you feel like you're not in Indonesia anymore. It's really strange.
I just want to show you the change in colour in the sky at the minute. It looks so nice, and all of this is natural light on me at the minute as well. And considering it's what, 6:30, it's so beautiful.
I know we keep going on about it, but I cannot get over this sunset. It just looks unreal. I feel like I've never seen a sunset quite like it, with the pinks and the purples and the blues and the oranges all like merging together.
Right, so Emma's already chuffed half of hers.
Yeah, I've gone for nasi goreng, which is going down very nicely.
And then I've gone for beef rendang. I've not had beef rendang since being in Indonesia and for such a long time, so I'm really looking forward to this. And when we come 7 years ago, I had this exact meal twice, so it must be good. It's so good. It's like got a nice sauce to it. It's really rich with spices, and the beef, oh, it's so tender, it's so nice. This is literally perfect. What did you think about that dinner?
Yeah, it was good. I actually really liked your rendang. I feel like I've had bits of your rendang before, but I've not liked it as much as that one.
As I said, I've been to that place before and it was really good. And as we were just walking out, there's another group of people walking out as well, and they were going, oh, I think we need to come back here tomorrow.
Yeah.
And it is testament, like it is a really good meal. And I think especially if you want to get more of the local side of food, rather than just, you know, your chains or Western food.
And that's another thing we've noticed here. There is so much Western food, so much more Western than any other place we've been in Indonesia. As I said earlier, it's really like catering towards tourists and towards Westerners, which I get, but I just think that just takes away from seeing the beauty and the culture of Indonesia that we've seen thus far.
That's the thing, it just takes away from like all of the Indonesian and Balinese culture. It's like there's barely any of it because it's just swamped out by all of like the Western food and cuisine.
And alongside that, the prices are obviously so much higher as well. Okay, so we're going to end this one here. My first impressions of Bali are not the greatest, I've got to say, based on what we've seen today. It's so touristy, so busy. Because of that, the prices are a lot higher. I can't see the normal like culture and even just meeting like Indonesian people like we normally would. It's just not happening today because we're just surrounded by tourists. It's a real shame, but what we're going to do is tomorrow we're going to rent a bike and we're going to go out of the main town and try and see if we can find some of the Balinese culture. Hopefully that will change my view.
I pretty much think the same. When me and my family come 7 years ago, it was very similar, just less developed. I feel like 7 years on, it's just like so much more developed now and almost so much worse for that. The sunset, absolutely amazing. One of the best in the world, one of the best we've ever seen. At the same time, you have to sit there surrounded by like loads of bean bags on the beach, surrounded by like loads of parasols which are blocking half the sunset. It's really nice in one hand, but then there's just so many other things which kind of lay it down.
It's just not what we're used to. We're used to having really kind of authentic experiences, really getting involved in things that are like specific to that country and that country's culture. weather. And today I've just felt like I'm on holiday in Europe, in Spain, in Portugal. That's how I felt today, which is not the end of the world. And, you know, if you like that kind of thing, fine. But it's just not what we're used to, and it's not what we enjoy.
Tomorrow will be a better day, I'm sure.
Yeah, really looking forward to getting on the bike and exploring further. So we're going to end this one here, but tomorrow will be a new day and a new video. So we'll see you then.
Bye.
Bye.